Hey everyone, Digital David here. Today in this video, I'm going to be comparing the Google Pixel 4a with 5G to the Google Pixel 5. If you're interested in any of the items that you see here, the links to them will be in my video description below. Also, if you want to see a full detailed review of each of these devices, be sure to check out the videos on my channel. First, let's go ahead, let's jump right in. Let's look at the devices and compare them to each other. So first up, you can see side by side, we have the 4a with 5G next to the Pixel 5. The Pixel 5 is currently still my daily driver. I love this phone, but let's look at some of the differences. So first up, you can see screen size is different. They both have a screen protector on them too, so keep that in mind. But check out the size difference on the front with the 4a 5G versus the Pixel 5 right there. So we have a pretty big difference in display size. Same location for the camera cutout. Now we can look at the top. You can see the 4a 5G has a headphone jack. The Pixel 5 does not. We can flip it over to the back side. You can see they have the same fingerprint sensor location, the same Google logo on the back. They have the same camera module as well right there. Just slightly bigger for the 4a 5G versus the Pixel 5. Different color options too available. We got black and white for the 4a 5G, and we have black and Sorta Sage for the Pixel 5. Here they are from the side. Same design again with the power button, and then our plus and minus buttons right there for our volume and controls. You can see they have a nice accent with the power button. I love the chrome accent on the Sorta Sage, but I like the nice touch of basically the purple-ish color. You can see right there for the power button on the 4a 5G. We can look at the bottom of both devices right there too. You can see very similar USB Type-C, our speaker cutouts as well. And then we can look at the last side of our device. You can see we have our SIM tray, identical to each other. And here, let's have them touching. You can see the difference right there. Here it is from the top. Here's the other side for everything. So you can see too, the 4a 5G is a little bit wider as well than the Pixel 5. So it's taller and a little bit wider. Probably about the same thickness. Look to be about the same thickness though, build-wise. So that's a side-by-side look of them. Now let's go ahead, let's go over the tech specs. So on the screen, we have all the Pixel specs right here for the Pixel 4a, the 4a with 5G, and the Google Pixel 5. So first, let's look at the Pixel 4a. You can see for the display, we have 5.8 inches, Full HD Plus, OLED, 60 Hertz. Going to be the same display on the Pixel 4a with 5G, except we're picking up a larger screen size on the 4a with 5G. In regards to the Pixel 5 display, you can see it falls perfectly in between the 4a with 5G and the 4a at 6 inches, but we pick up a much higher refresh rate. Next, in regards to processing power, you can see the 5 and the 4a with 5G use the exact same Snapdragon 765G. You can see the speeds and performance of those processors. They're similar to each other. So it's using the same processing power versus the Pixel 4a, only using the 730G. Next, you can see the memory and storage all come with 128 gigabytes of built-in storage. But the Pixel 5 has 2 extra gigs of RAM versus the 4a and the 4a with 5G. Next, we have cameras. So we have the same camera module on the Pixel 5 and the Pixel 4a with 5G. But the Pixel 4a only gets one rear-facing camera. We lose the 16 megapixel ultrawide, unfortunately. I love the ultrawide camera in the photos that the Pixel 5 and the 4a with 5G take. Then you can see our last difference right here between the devices. The 4a lineup, both the 4a and the 4a with 5G only have fast charging, where the Pixel 5 picks up wireless charging and reverse wireless charging, which is a pretty fantastic feature. You can charge up your Pixel Buds and other wireless devices using your phone. So here are the AnTuTu Benchmark results for the Google Pixel 5 and the Google Pixel 4a with 5G. You can see the 4a with 5G got a score of 35, 13, 25, and our Google Pixel 5 got a score of 37, 21, 91. We can see complete breakdown right here of all the different performance metrics. So first up, let's go ahead, let's look at the CPU for both devices. You can see the Pixel 4a with 5G got a score of 90, 15, 6 versus the Pixel 5, which got a score of 11, 0, 3, 93. Now, both use the exact same Snapdragon 765G 5G processor, as you can see. But here's a breakdown of the performance right there. Now let's look at the next option. We have our GPU. You can see the 4A with 5G got a score of 10, 10, 19 versus the Pixel 5, which got a score of 94, 78, 7, both using the same Adreno 620 GPU. Then you can see we got memory right here. So the 4A with 5G got a score of 72, 67, 0 versus the Pixel 5, which got a score of 69, 35, 2. Keep in mind the Pixel 5 has 2 extra gigs of RAM compared to the Pixel 4A with 5G. And then last but not least, you can see the UX score right here. The 4A with 5G got a score of 87, 48, 0 versus the Pixel 5 with the score of 97, 65, 9, both running Android 11. Now you can see our Geekbench results right here. So we have a single core score of 567 for the Pixel 4a with 5G, and we have a multi-core score of 1323. For the Pixel 5, we have a single core score of 566 and a multi-core score of 1580. Let's see a breakdown right here as we compare them with other devices. So you can see we have a lot of Google devices right here. We can see the comparisons with all the way to the 3A. Then you can see we have our average for the Pixel 5 showing for this result, 580. We got 566. Here's those same Google devices for comparison. You can see the same results and scores to compare with other Google devices, which is really cool, really handy to see that. Same for multi-core score. You can see your device versus the other Google devices and how it stacks up. You can see for multi-core score, 1580, we're above average for the Pixel 5 right there. You can learn more about the other devices and which processors they use. Both of these devices, again, use the Snapdragon 765G. So now we're left with one final question. Between these two devices, which device should I get? And honestly, guys, this answer might surprise you, considering the fact that the Pixel 5 has been my daily driver for months now. I would pick between these two devices, the Pixel 4a with 5G without hesitation, and here's why. This is basically the Pixel 5 XL, if you ask me. So, yes, it has 2 less gigs of RAM. Yes, we don't get wireless charging. And yes, it only has a 60 hertz refresh rate versus 90 hertz with the Pixel 5. But everything else is the same, and we pick up a headphone jack. So, I don't think most people will notice the refresh rate, or care enough about it, I should say. And I don't think most people care about having the 2 extra gigs of RAM. Performance-wise, they're very, very similar. Larger screen, headphone jack, couple $100 cheaper, still have 5G connections, still have the same great cameras, an Android 11 software experience, and all the Pixel features you would get. Nothing different. Yes, you don't have wireless charging. You can say goodbye to that. But with the fast charging from a wall, not that big of a deal to somebody like myself. I'd rather have that couple $100 left in my bank account than have this device. Nothing wrong with it. If you have the money and you want to pick up wireless charging, the 2 extra gigs of RAM, the higher refresh rate, great, you should do it. This is a fantastic phone. And there's better waterproofing with it. But I think for the average person out there looking for a nice Android device, want that Google Pixel experience, this is the phone I would definitely recommend. Well, that concludes our video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget the product link will be in our video description below. Please go ahead, check it out, and do your shopping from there. Any purchase made through that link helps support our channel at no additional cost to you. So we're really grateful and thankful for all of your support. While you're at it, can you go ahead and hit that like button for us? And subscribe to our channel. We have new content coming out daily, and we don't want you to miss anything. Please go ahead and give us a follow online and make it a clean sweep. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, Discord. You can message us on WeChat, check out our website, and join our free newsletter. Thank you guys so much for being here. Don't forget new content daily, and we can't wait to see you in our next video.